What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the Go With The Flow podcast. I'm Brandon Bird.
Chris Jesse Nixon.
And we're back.
Episode 5 today.
Episode 5.
Yep.
And, how was your break last week, actually?
Yeah, facts. Actually, I'm not gonna lie, it wasn't even that much of a break. Because, obviously, it ended with November 30th and December 1st deadlines.
Yeah.
So, it was like... it was good to have a break, but at the same time, I was kind of just like either lying down doing not much and just kind of sleeping and stuff, or I was kind of writing essays.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No real breaks first semester of senior year.
Yeah, but, if we play our cards right, then the whole second semester is a break.
Facts.
Yeah. Actually, how many apps do you have left?
5 or 6. I keep adding schools. It's so
really?
bad. Yeah.
Oh, no.
So it's about 6 or 7. But what about you?
I only have 5 left, and
Okay.
it's like I applied to a lot, low key.
Yeah.
So I've including the UCs as one app. I have 17 different applications.
God.
Like, because I kind of did the same thing, except for like the night before that form was due. My mom was just like, "No, what about these 3?" And then I was like, "All right, whatever, man."
That's literally my parents. My parents are like, "What about this school? This school would be cool to go to.
Yeah.
It'd be cool to live." You know what I mean? Like,
and I get it. Like, they don't want you to not apply to a school that you would really want to go to. But
right.
Also, it's like I've been looking at these schools for 8 months. If I haven't thought about it yet.
Exactly. You know what you want at this point.
Yeah, but we're almost. I want to say I'm almost done. I still have a lot of work to do, but like,
Yeah.
At this point, it's more just recycling the old essays, anyways.
Right. Like, if there's an essay that needs to be written, you could just like use old parts of an essay.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's the good thing about this whole process. Actually, big tip for you guys. If you're not a senior, just definitely write all your essays. Like, I think the UCs especially, write some drafts for that early, because those are so easy to adapt to most of your other prompts.
Right.
Pro tip right there, man.
Come to Go With The Flow for the application tips. We're giving out free game right now.
Always free game.
Always free game on Go With The Flow.
Game,
But yeah, without further ado, let's get right into the content. There's a lot to talk about this week. Because we were on break, we didn't record last week. And last week, during our break, the Grammy nominations came out. And the Grammys. Oh my, I've had a lot of problems with the Grammys for years.
I feel like the Grammys have been deemed illegitimate for a long time. So.
1000%. I do not care what the Grammys think at this point. The Grammys are not a barometer for the culture at this point. I don't know about pop music.
Definitely not the culture.
Absolutely not. Definitely not pop music, or maybe pop music, maybe country. But for hip hop, R&B, the Grammys have no idea what they're talking about, and this is shown through Macklemore beating out Kendrick Lamar.
That was 2011.
That was 20. I literally have it in the doc right here. It was 2013.
2013. I thought it was 2010.
Okay. I don't know if y'all this has been a meme at this point on the internet. But I don't know if y'all know.
It was GKMC.
Yeah, it's on the bottom the slide. But Macklemore with the heist. Macklemore, thrift shop guy, which was a funny song. But his album beat out Good Kid, Mad City, one of the greatest albums of that decade. Nothing Was the Same by Drake, arguably his best album. Yeezus by Kanye West, and Magna Carta Holy Grail by Jay-Z. Macklemore beat Kendrick Lamar, Drake, Kanye West, and Jay-Z. If that does not tell you,
I feel like since then,
at that point, it's
fans just you can't even take it seriously anymore.
Right. At that point, what are we going to the Grammys for?
You can't take it seriously.
Exactly. And even in 2018, Cardi B beating out Travis Scott, Mac Miller, Nipsey Hussle, all that. So at this point, I wasn't gonna be surprised if they didn't if I don't know, the rap category wasn't looking that good. But this is a whole new level of bad, bro. This is a whole new level.
These are all this year's stuff, right?
Yeah,
okay.
That's all this year's stuff, and we'll get into that in a little bit. But the first thing I want to talk about is how the Weeknd did not get any Grammy nominations. And the reason why I want to talk, I'll start it off with this. Honestly, I'm a fan of The Weeknd. I'm not a huge fan of The Weeknd. He has some good projects, I guess. I'm definitely not on the more positive side of people who like him. But it's undeniable that After Hours should have gotten some Grammy nods. I mean, like, it has been undoubtedly the biggest album of this year. I mean, it's been talked about everywhere. Even if you're not a Weeknd fan, I understand why it wins all of the accolades that it has. I mean, it's already won AMAs. It's the best-selling album of 2020. I'm pretty sure the biggest first week of 2020. I think it's either first or second behind BTS or whatever. But it's undeniably the biggest album of this year, and for it not to get any Grammy nods, but like for Justin Bieber with Yummy, you remember Yummy? That song? That song got a Grammy nomination. The Weeknd didn't. There's no way that should be possible. And I think the reason that happened is apparently reported by TMZ. He was given an ultimatum. So basically, either he could perform at the Super Bowl or at the Grammys, and he chose the Super Bowl. So he's performing at this 2021's Super Bowl,
which means that they were mad at him.
Yes, literally. That's why they didn't give him any nominations. Apparently,
all right, bro. I mean, obviously, there's no real way to verify if that's really true, but
right.
If it's at all true, that's just like, come on, man. Like, we already don't like believe in the Grammys. So if we're just okay, well,
that's straight up corruption.
Exactly.
It's literally like
it is.
Like at this point, the Grammys aren't. It's not about music at this point. It's just politics at this point.
How are you gonna make it? How are you gonna make politics? Shouldn't even be like that. How are you gonna make a music award like that, bro?
Right.
Like,
it's just.
Come on.
It's just. Like, why are we even paying attention to the Grammys this year? I mean, I don't know. I guess I'll watch it because, like, so we can talk about it for the pod.
But that's why on the schedule it says Grammy slander though.
Oh yeah, the Grammys are just trash. The Grammys are garbage. That might be the name of this episode. The Grammys are trash.
They are, man. This is actually slander seems to be one of our favorite topics on the podcast.
Yeah,
we should have a slander segment every week.
We should. Yo, that's a fire idea. A slander segment.
Yeah, I don't. How can you like? Come on, man. That's so bad. That's like, what is that? Is that basically just blackmail?
Literally.
Come on, bro.
And The Weeknd tweeted out. All right, wait, what are you saying?
I was like, for an album, really? It's not that serious, bro.
It's not that serious.
Pick the best music.
Just pick the best music. That's it.
What's their job?
That's literally what the Grammys are about, and they have not been doing that for the past 10 years, probably longer. I mean, The Weeknd said it in a tweet. He was like, "The Grammys remain corrupt. You owe me, my fans, and the industry transparency." So he's calling him out for something. So he knows something we don't.
Maybe we do.
Right. But yeah, I mean, other than that, I mean, the Grammy nominations, I'm looking at them, they're not terrible. I think one thing that is very noticeable is the fact that the best rap album category is filled with a lot of more, I don't know what to call it exactly, but more lyrical rap rather than
lyrical. Not a lot of young
right.
Right.
Not a lot of Lil Uzis,
rappers, yeah.
Lil Babies. Yeah,
that's the one. I think My Turn was a lot of people kind of expected that to be there.
Yeah.
I thought it was a very good album.
Oh yeah. And I think that is something that the Grammy should think about, actually. I mean, for the best rap song, they have, what is it?
Best rap song is more, so they got Baby.
Yeah.
Roddy Ricch.
Right.
Oh, Laugh Not Cry Later, yes, sir.
But they,
Oh, Roddy Ricch on there twice.
Oh, yeah, no. Roddy got a couple nods. He should have got a nod for one of the albums, but that's one of the things that I think the Grammy should think about is, for best rap performance, they have best rap performance and they have best melodic rap performance.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they split it up. And I feel like...
Oh, yeah, okay.
What they could do in the future is, best blank, best lyrical rap album versus best trap album.
Oh, yeah, so it's see, this is actually low-key. Well, we'll talk about this maybe next episode with the whole Spotify rap thing.
Right.
We're doing something, talking about that stuff, but...
Right.
We'll get you back together on that. But, my my genre list, it was like rap and then pop and then like 3 different sub genres of rap. So it's
Right.
like, yeah, I see what you mean. It's like the different, like the pop rap, whatever,
Right.
versus the straight old school. Like there's a whole different. It's almost different genres, really.
Oh yeah, I was just gonna say, like, rap at this point is split into 2 different lanes. Like there's lyrical rap, like old school '90s stuff, and then there's more trap rap, Lil Uzi, Lil Baby, Young Thug, all that.
The auto tune and all that too.
Exactly.
It's really different. I mean,
Super different.
and obviously within those you can still make your sound a lot different. Like
Right.
there's, I mean, the Baby is on here like for best rap performance versus Kendrick Lamar. They're going to be completely different sounding
Right.
songs, but yeah, I see what you mean there. And also I didn't realize. So Please Excuse Me for Being Antisocial. That was this year, and that didn't make it.
Well, okay, so I think the way the Grammys do it is that they take, like, I think that there's a cutoff date. So, Please Excuse Me for Being Antisocial was after the cutoff date, so it's considered a 2020 album, even though it came out in, like, December of 2019.
Yeah, but that didn't make it either, bro.
Bro,
That album went crazy.
That's
bro.
what I'm saying. That was a great album.
I don't. There was very few misses on that album, and bro, the transitions, I loved that.
But yeah, I mean, I think, like, I can't be totally mad at these Grammy nominations because these are some really good albums. And like Chris said, we'll talk more about that in probably our next podcast when we do a whole 2020 year review of music.
Yeah, stay tuned for sure.
Stay tuned for that. And we'll have a special guest for that as well.
Yep.
Like, I can't be mad at these. These are very good albums. But I can't help but think that a couple albums that were more important and impactful to the culture this year are missing. So I feel like,
I mean, I'm glad I have the box on it, but like that song blew up like 3 months after the album dropped, and
Right.
then it wasn't his album on the charts for like 2-3 months.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I love Roddy Ricch, so I might be a little biased.
No!
The album was crazy.
Absolutely not. That's not biased at all. I mean, if you think that should be up there, I think it should be up there too. But like, it would be kind of weird if Roddy Ricch was up here with all these other albums that just like
Yeah, I see.
Yeah.
See, and yeah, I'll be honest, I can't be the best judge of this because I'm more of the into the melody rap and stuff.
Yeah.
So this isn't even the music that I really listen to on a regular basis. So I can't even be the best. I can't say that. That's part of the reason why I can't say that definitively that Please Excuse Me for Being Antisocial.
Yeah.
Mouthful, but it's better than these albums or whatever.
Right.
But I don't know. I thought it was a great album. I'm gonna leave it at that.
Right, and I mean, it's overall, it's hard to compare albums that are completely different. I mean, like, how can you compare Nas to Lil Baby? Like, you can enjoy Lil Baby a lot more, but like Nas just, of course, is gonna have more lyrical content, so you'd think to call it the better album. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just hard to compare in one category, so I think they should split up into 2. But
Actually, I really feel that because a lot of times I've been listening to music and I'm like, I know this isn't really high quality, like great lyricism, whatever,
Right.
do all these different flows, but I'm having fun, so
Right.
I'm gonna keep listening.
Exactly.
That's how I feel about Tekka, because
Yeah.
I mean, if any of y'all know me, y'all know I love Tekka, man. And it's not like he's not Kendrick or J. Cole with like storytelling and lyricism and meaning behind it.
Yeah.
And it's not even like the flows are crazy, but
Yeah.
the melody, I love the melodies,
Mhm.
and it's good vibes. So
Mhm. That's what music is about at the end of the day. So
Yeah.
you gotta enjoy it.
So I can see, I don't know how exactly what exactly they would call it, but I can definitely see how you could break it into 2 different categories.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, I mean, other than that, like that was really the main thing that I wanted to go over. I think what we might do also is maybe the week before the Grammys or something, we'll do like up from here until the Grammys. Maybe we could do some more research on these albums that we haven't heard.
Oh yeah.
And then at like a
Come
week
back
before the
and talk about
Grammys,
them a little bit.
come back, talk about them, give our real predictions. Because I feel like if I made any predictions now, I haven't listened to all these projects, so I'd just kind of be like throwing stuff out there.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay.
But yeah, those are the main things I wanted to go over about the Grammys. I mean, more into the unless there's anything else you want to add to that.
No, the Grammys are trash is the real moral of the story.
That's it. Grammys are trash. But yeah, I mean, other than that, there was some music that came out last week while we were on break. that I feel like is worthy to talk about. Lil Wayne released a mixtape, and I don't know if you listened to it.
I did. I think I finished the whole thing.
Okay.
But well, I'll just warn y'all. For me, I was doing these while doing homework, like listening to a lot of these while doing homework and stuff. Stuff. So, and I regardless, I can't give you a full like accurate take on an album after the first time. Mm-hmm. But we're gonna do our best.
Yeah,
we'll figure it out.
We'll do our best. And I mean, like, I don't know what you thought about it, but I thought it was kind of like anyway. Like,
I mean, yeah, I remember actually listening to Carter 5 in, what was that, 3 years ago?
Was that freshman year?
I don't know. You're probably right, but
I don't know.
I remember I really liked that album. There was like 5 songs on there that I had on my playlist, I think, and I was like, oh, man, I was enjoying it a lot. But this one, it was like there was a couple cool songs. There was a couple bars where you're like, oh yeah, there you go, that's Lil Wayne. But
right.
It wasn't. Yeah, it was all right. It was all right, yeah. And it was a mixtape, but that's the thing. So it's not. So I guess like compared to my expectations, like it was cool, but it wasn't I guess there's a reason why it wasn't in like a real album. So.
For sure. And I mean, like, I don't even know if I should go into like Lil Wayne as a person, but like Lil Wayne's been tweaking lately. I mean, with the Trump stuff, with the all that, like Lil Wayne, Lil Wayne just been taking L's lately. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh my god.
But I mean, it's just, I think it's just kind of, it just shows where Lil Wayne is in his career. I mean, I've listened to a lot of Lil Wayne's music. I've listened to all the Carters. I've listened to a good amount of his old mixtapes. Even the No Ceiling series, I've listened to that. And it shows a clear decline in his talents as a rapper. I'm not gonna lie. Like,
it's the fourth quarter for him.
Right. That's what I'm saying. It's fourth quarter. He might need to, take his what was it called? What the Kobe's last season? What they call it?
Oh, his farewell tour.
The farewell tour. He might need to do a little farewell tour. I mean, even with Funeral, he released earlier this year. It was just a bad album. I'm not gonna lie. It was just bad. But yeah, Mixtape Wayne has always been like he's always been a great rapper when it comes to mixtapes, and I mean, it's always exciting to see him rap on other people's beats, which is kind of a thing he started doing on his mixtapes a while ago. But like, it's not the same. It's not the same. I mean, he's using this auto-tune thing. It just sounds like he's like crying on the mic. Like, it doesn't sound good, bro. He still has the Lil Wayne bars, I guess, but other than that, it's not it. It's not it, bro.
You're not a fan at all?
I'm not. I mean, some of the songs are cool. Let me look at the track list real quick. But the Drake song was cool. Drake had some bars on there. I mean, to be real, like, the features were the best part of this mixtape. I'm not gonna lie.
Anytime the features are the best part, man,
it's bad.
It's a bad sign for you.
Facts. I mean, if you want some clear-cut examples of Lil Wayne just literally just whining on the mic, listen to Deep End, Drag 'Em. What was the other one? It was Camilla. Like, and there were I don't know if you noticed, but there were 3 songs where his sons were rapping. Like,
really?
Yeah. Like, it was Cam, Flames, Hollywood. His sons sounded better with autotune than him. It was bad. It was bad for Lil Wayne, bro. It was bad. So, I don't know, bro. It's looking tragic out here for that guy. But there were a couple other albums that came out last night that I thought we could talk about. And of course, first, like you said, first listen is kind of hard to gauge how you really feel about an album. And that's something that's kind of tough about recording on Friday morning. Like, we haven't had that much time to digest these albums. But you did listen to a little bit of the Rico project, right?
I think I didn't finish like the last 2 songs or something.
Yeah.
I got most of it. And here's the thing. Like I said, I'm more of a... I like more of the melodies and stuff. So, honestly, it really wasn't my taste.
Right.
I guess.
That's
it's just... It's not really just the type of music that I normally listen to.
Yeah.
But I think I like some of the songs more in the middle
of
the album. I think there was 3 or 4 songs stretch. Actually, I like ironically the Amine song.
Yeah.
And then I think Let It Out, it was a little bit more of the like I think that was the one with a lot of guitar, and I was like, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
And the Trippie Redd song, I thought was
Facts.
cool too.
Facts.
But you know, it wasn't exactly the style of music that I usually listen to.
Right.
I think a lot of it is that there's not a lot of beat there. It's kind of like the beat is kind of secondary.
Right.
Or definitely secondary versus in a lot of my music, the beat is kind of even or even more important than the actual lyrics.
Right.
You know, it wasn't really my taste, but I liked a few of the songs on there, so.
Well, and I think that's something that we can kind of do more of on this podcast is like expand our horizons a little bit, listen to some stuff that we wouldn't normally.
Yeah.
And if you have any suggestions for that, like some out of genre,
should we do some like Ariana Grande or something?
We could. No, low key, I listened to the Ariana Grande album this year. We didn't have a chance to talk about it, but it wasn't bad. It was not bad. Positions is a banger, bro. That's low key top 20 song of this year. I'm not gonna lie, bro.
Guess where that song is now? It's on TikTok, bro.
Of course it is, bro. TikTok, bro. TikTok takes all the good songs. I'm not.
We're gonna have to.
TikTok slander coming.
We have a TikTok slander.
That's facts. But that album was pretty good. So don't think that we just listen to hip hop and that's it. Like we'll react to some like as they come out.
Some more pop albums.
More pop albums, R&B for sure. I listen to a lot of R&B. Any stuff you want us to look at out of genre, just hit us up. Let us know.
Facts.
Always
looking to expand.
Exactly. Sure. Always looking to expand our horizons. And Rico Nasty is a person I've been a fan of for a long time. I think I heard of her in like 2016 or something, and I've been a fan for a while. But I totally understand. You're she's out there for sure. She pushes the boundaries of hip hop 1000%, and I think that's something that's very cool about her. Like she doesn't care what anyone thinks. She's not gonna conform to whatever the rest of hip hop is sounding like. She's gonna do her own thing.
You have to respect that.
Mm-hmm. Sure. Absolutely. And that's something I've liked about her. But I feel you in the fact that like there were a couple cool songs, but nothing like there was nothing crazy, and like the rest of the songs were just kind of like Cause I don't know, I just feel like that's kind of how Rico Nasty albums go. There's always some fire songs, but the rest of them are just kind of like, you know what I mean? She's not really an album artist, I don't think. She has like 10 songs that go crazy, but the rest of the album is 10 songs in her discography, like her whole discography, that go crazy, and then everything else when it comes to albums just kind of like and I think this album was just another version of that, and just like proves that, you know, she's more of a single artist. But yeah,
what were your favorites though?
Oh, what were my favorite songs? That's a good question. I'm gonna go with, I actually liked iPhone a lot, which is like one of the more I don't even know what to call it. Like, I don't know if you know who 100 Gex are.
Oh
yeah.
Oh, no.
I think
I know from Extendo on
right.
Twitter.
Right.
Now.
I'm pretty sure one of them produced that song.
What?
Yeah.
Actually.
So like, and you could definitely hear the influence. And I used to like, I don't usually like that type of music. Like, I don't even know what to call it. Like electronic techno stuff,
screaming and like
literally. But I actually like that song. I like iPhone a lot. Other songs that I like,
I think Let It Out was a little bit similar to that. It was like more like loud guitar and yelling and stuff.
Right. Let It Out was cool. Loser was cool. Trippie Redd went crazy. I'd say that's my top 3 right there. iPhone, Let It Out, Loser. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm not even usually a huge Trippie Redd fan, but I think that song was also just more towards my taste. There's a little more melody going on. Yeah, Trippie Redd's verse was nice. So. Yeah. For sure. And I mean, there's an Amine feature on the album. Amine also released a deluxe. Yep.
Last night.
Yeah, I listened to that actually mostly this morning.
Yeah.
I think like the first 2 songs, I'm not gonna say they're bad, but it just wasn't for me. That's the thing about music. I mean, there is bad music, but also like half the time it's really just your taste.
Facts.
So, but I don't. It wasn't for me. But then I think there's 7 new songs, something like that, and like towards the end, I know I did like a few of them. Which ones were? No, I don't know which one specifically I really liked. I think I don't know. I probably like a couple of them. And then also, I hadn't actually listened to the original album. And then like as I was driving here, like the first couple songs on the album came on, and I was like, oh, I like these. So, you know, I'm gonna have to listen to the rest of the album. But
yeah, no, for sure. I mean, that's really I'm kind of the same way. Like, a lot of these songs are just kind of like, eh. I like Miss Clean's beat a lot because it's a Pierre beat. Pierre Bourne's one of the best producers out here, not gonna lie. So I enjoyed that song. But I mean, I think you're correct. Like, even though you haven't listened to the original album, like the original album is where it's at. Like, that is where the best songs are. And shout out to Amine for not sticking in the lane of like Caroline, where he originally blew up. I don't know if you remember that song.
A very different song.
Yeah.
Actually, no. I like Gelato.
Okay.
Now I like Gelato a lot. That's cool. So, yeah, it's definitely. I like that he can, do some different styles. That's always cool to see.
Mm-hmm. And I feel like he's coming to his own as an artist. He's gone like Burden. It's a great song, honestly.
Yeah.
Like one of the best songs of the year. Roots is a really good song with JID and Charlie Wilson. Riri's cool. Like, there's a lot of very good songs on the original album, and I feel like the deluxe was more of a like it was more of a throwaways type of thing.
Yeah, I guess that's what deluxe is, really. Like,
Right.
They didn't quite make it onto the album, so.
Right. But yeah, it was alright. It was alright. I would say Miss Clean. What else? Chicken was cool. I guess Solid was also cool. There were a couple cool songs on the deluxe, but overall, I would say that the original album is definitely the better body of work for sure. So yeah,
I'm definitely have to listen to that. So
yeah, it's definitely worth a listen for sure. If you haven't listened to Limbo by Amine, worth the listen for sure, 1000%. But yeah, that was some music stuff we wanted to talk about. But I guess we should transition into some basketball talk.
Just real quick. Oh man.
All right. I mean, yeah.
Actually, first of all, can we just address the fact that we were like, at the beginning of the last pod, oh yeah, free agency starting right now. Hopefully nothing big happens. And then, of course, like, we were texting Brandon and Eli, we were texting each other over the next, like, 2-3 days, like, oh man, wow, this just happened. Wow, this just happened.
Yeah.
So we're not really going to go over everything,
No.
because that would be, like, a very long podcast.
Yeah.
But,
yeah.
you just want to go into Westbrook and Wall?
Yeah, sure.
'Cause that's the big thing that's happened.
Let's go into it.
Yeah, so I'm assuming if you care about basketball, you've already heard, but obviously Westbrook for John Wall in a first, and it's a projected 2023 first, so it's pretty much straight up Westbrook for Wall.
Yeah.
I guess, what did you think? Like, I want to hear your first thoughts. What were your first thoughts after hearing about that?
Yeah, no, let's get right into it. I mean, my first thoughts were like, why?
Yep.
Well, like, why? Literally, why?
Exactly what I thought. I was like, for what? What does this do?
Like, point guard for point guards that are both, like, I don't want to say past their prime, but, like, John Wall probably past his prime.
Yeah, I mean, it's not his fault, but...
It's not his fault.
I don't know. At first, I was really confused.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know. And it just seems like both of these teams are in places where they're kind of in the middle. And I think you said last podcast, like, the worst league to be mediocre in is the NBA. So you don't want to be, like, on the boundary of, like, 10th seed, but also could, like, barely make the playoffs, because that just, you're not going to get anything out of that. You're not going to get draft picks. You're not going to win anything.
Especially the Wizards. They're really, really middle.
Right.
Rockets at least have been, like, expected to win a playoff series, you know?
Right.
So.
Right. But, I mean, as time went on, and I thought about it a little bit more, I'm thinking that this was more of a chemistry thing, at least for the Rockets, because I don't know if Westbrook was necessarily the problem for Harden, but I did hear that Harden wanted to play with Wall more than Westbrook, so
yeah.
That makes sense from a chemistry standpoint.
I think the Wizards actually, what I heard was that they were it was a chemistry thing for them too, because, I mean, Wall and Beal, you know, I think they've handled it kind of prematurely. They don't, like, go say stuff to the media, but I think it's kind of well documented that they're not always happy to play together. So I think, yeah, over time I was like, I guess it makes sense because, you know, maybe the thing is that it's a huge gamble for the Rockets because it's like maybe John Wall will still be really good and maybe he'll just happen to fit a lot better with Harden and we can win. But also it's like you just kind of downgraded a similar player and play style. So it doesn't make a whole ton of sense. And a guy that's injured. So it doesn't make a whole ton of sense from that standpoint.
Right.
The Wizards, yeah, you definitely got an upgrade and you got a player that's not injured.
Yeah.
But you're not going to win a championship with Wall or with a Westbrook and Beal in your backcourt. You're definitely not going to win a championship. I guess if you're the Wizards, maybe you just want to compete. Maybe you just want to go to the playoffs. That's cool. But
I guess, but like, why not rebuild at this point? I mean,
exactly. Their ceiling is the first round exit. That's the problem.
literally,
They're not beating the Nets. They're not beating the Bucks. They're not beating the Sixers.
Mm-mm.
They're not beating the Celtics.
Mm-mm.
They're not being the Heat. Like, there's good teams in the East now. So
I really don't know. I mean, I guess what was I was gonna say. I forgot what I was gonna say. I don't know. Maybe I guess Wall and Harden are a better fit. But it also, like, I think one big thing about this is, like, as soon as I heard it, I was still under the assumption that Harden wanted to get traded.
Well, I think he does, but I think they're trying to see if they can keep him by. That's So I guess it's like a gamble to see if it works and he'll stay.
Right, but if he leaves, like, it makes even less sense. Like, what are you doing? And even if he doesn't leave, like, y'all will make the playoffs. I think, maybe,
probably. I mean, the thing is, the West, it's kind of like middle heavy at this point. You know, there's a bunch of tier 2 or 3 teams, so they definitely should make the playoffs.
I mean, they already traded, like, when they were thinking that Harden was going to just...
Oh, yeah, they got rid of Covington.
They got rid of Covington. Like, it just seemed like they were going towards the direction of, we're going to tank and, like, start rebuilding. But they already dealt, like, they're small forward. They're really solid small forward.
Covington is, like, the pinnacle 3-and-D player, too.
Right.
So, for that system... Actually, that's the thing. If they really want to win, they got to change the system up. Harden can score all the points he wants on ISO, but they won't win doing that. So they got to change the system up a little bit and share the ball a little more. But still, Covington is the perfect player to play next to Harden, and trading him made me think too. Oh, rebuild time.
Right.
So I don't know.
I guess they're making an effort to keep him, which I can understand.
Yeah,
I get that. So it's not a bad move necessarily.
One thing though, I was watching like The Jump, and they were talking about. I think one of the guests said that. Excuse me.
Bless you.
Thank you. That if the Rockets were still bad, like 20, 30 games into the season, that Morey was going to try and trade for Harden from the Sixers.
Interesting.
If that happens, unless it's like for like Embiid or something, then it's really bad. Well, although it probably would be, I think it would have to be for one of the guys on a big deal because
probably
contract-wise. So I guess if you get Embiid back, now you're really a different team. So then it's worth it. You know, try out Wall and Embiid, see what happens. But
yeah, Wall and Embiid, that'd be fire.
Yeah, picking it up if Wall's healthy.
But would the Sixers trade Joel Embiid? I feel like they'd want to trade Ben Simmons. Like when the Rockets do that.
Ben Simmons and John Wall in the same backcourt, though? That would be tragic.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, that doesn't sound that good. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, that would be... Because Ben Simmons is a point guard. That's the thing. He's at his best. He can play power forward, but he's not special at power forward. He's special at point guard. John Wall is obviously a point guard. Neither of them can shoot. That's like... It's like John Wall and tall John Wall at the same position. That doesn't... I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I mean, I guess the Sixers would hope to trade. I don't know who else they could trade, honestly. Like, that's really it. So
yeah, it's a weird spot.
I don't know. I guess it's a desperation trade. We'll see how that goes for the Rockets and the Wizards, I guess. But my feeling's still like, I don't know why. Like, why?
Yeah. I guess you have to do something.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It doesn't seem to make sense to me. I don't think it'll really work out that well for either side. So.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we'll see. But, I mean, like, one of the reasons it might not work out for the Rockets is because the West is so good, and that's because the Lakers are so good.
Bro, you want to tell me how the team that already won the championship just had, like, the best offseason, probably out of anyone in the league, right?
Oh, yeah.
Anyone else have a...
Not a better offseason than this.
Yeah. No other... I mean, a lot of stars didn't really get moved. I don't think any of... Like, the best free agent available was, like, Gordon Hayward.
Yeah.
And he went to the
Hornets.
The Hornets for $30 million a year. $30 million.
Why would he take that? But that... I don't know.
So, I mean, there's obviously some teams that got better through the draft, and some teams that got better. Oh, yeah, like the Bucks, you know, they changed up and got better. That was cool to see. You know, the teams got better, but... The Lakers probably had the best offseason out of anybody after winning the championship.
Yeah. That's insanity. I don't know. Like, Well, okay. First of all, I want to say congratulations to the 2021 NBA champions, Lakers, because like, bro, it's looked like their lineup is absolutely insane. They added 2 6 men of the year pretty much in Dennis Schroeder and Montrezl Harrell.
They were like 1 and 2 in the voting, right?
Exactly, 1 and 2. Wesley Matthews. I should have wrote them all down here, but who else?
That might be. Gasol.
Marc Gasol.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
He's
really good.
That's a great piece at center.
So now it's looking like, I guess LeBron will really run the one, but play 3 on defense. Backcourt technically, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope and Wesley Matthews in the starting lineup with then LeBron, AD, and Gasol. So that's the thing about that is everyone can shoot.
Mm-hmm.
They can all play defense, right? Not everyone's elite, but AD is elite, and Gasol is very good.
Yeah.
So, it's looking tough. They still have JaVale off the bench, nice energy.
Actually, I think he went to Cleveland. Actually,
he did. Oh,
yeah.
he did.
Yeah, he went to Cleveland.
Oh, okay. Maybe they'll.
And Dwight left.
Yeah, so maybe the athleticism at center will affect them a little bit. But they have Harrell.
Yeah.
He's undersized, but he can do. I mean, he's better than those two guys. He can do a lot of. He'll take care of all the scoring. Yeah, let's be honest, bro. They just got so much better. And now, the thing is, now they do have the pressure, so maybe the pressure will make it harder for them, but...
Maybe.
It's also LeBron.
Exactly.
He's used to it, I think.
Right. And I mean, the Lakers really had the offseason that the Clippers should have had. Like, the Clippers should have gone... Like, they should have re-signed Montrezl Harrell. Y'all are tweaking for that. But, like... They should have gone for all these pieces to make them a stronger team. Like they're already an insanely strong team. They just folded.
Talent-wise, they were great.
Right. They just folded in the playoffs. But I mean, the Lakers just like stole everyone that the Clippers and other teams should have got. Like
it's kind of bad. It's kind of bad for the league. I mean, the only other teams that can compete would be. I'd still give the Clippers a shot, but they just got worse. The Lakers just got better, and the Clippers kind of proved to us last year that they have a lot of issues behind the scenes. So I'm not so confident. And then I would say the Nets and the Bucks.
Yeah.
Obviously Giannis is gonna have to figure something out in the playoffs, but Drew Holiday and Chris Middleton should help. And then Kevin Durant, if Kevin Durant's still Kevin Durant, Kevin Durant can win a championship. It's as simple as that. But Lakers are definitely the best team. Definitely the best team. And LeBron's no stranger to trying to go and, let's go back to do it the next year and the next year. It's tough to do that in sports. LeBron's been there a couple times.
He makes it look easy.
It's not easy, but he does make it look easy. So,
and I think he's ready to do it. And with Anthony Davis too, like. I don't know. I mean, the West is tough, but that team is insane.
Yeah, and now they have stability. That's the thing. Like, they just signed, I think actually technically Anthony Davis was yesterday, at 4 or 5 in the morning. And then LeBron's was, right before that or something. They both just re-signed extensions. So now they know exactly what the contracts look like for those two guys. They can continue to add or whatever, move around those two in the next couple off seasons. The Lakers are in a good spot. So... They're probably going to win one this year.
Yeah.
Next year, maybe, assuming Warriors come back to health, they'll be able to compete. And then hopefully by then, the Nets will be stable and ready to really compete. The Bucks, and we'll see what happens with Giannis. But, they're still really good teams all around the league. But for now, at least the near future.
So my Lakers.
Yep.
So
they're the bar. So.
Yeah, they are. And I mean, let's get right into the next topic. I mean, the Warriors. They tried to make a move. I mean, so apparently, I'll start off with this. Allegedly. When Steph and Clay were both healthy, and there were all these trade talks about Harden maybe wanting to move. So apparently, the Warriors were talking to the Rockets about trading for James Harden, but keeping Steph and Clay. So it would be Steph, Clay, and James Harden.
So I'm assuming they'd trade Wiggins in the pick or something.
Maybe Draymond.
And Draymond.
Yeah.
I'm assuming if you're trading for Harden, you have to move some, and you're not trading Steph or Clay. I'm assuming you have to move some bigger.
Got to do the pick.
Everything else, definitely this year and next year. Actually, we have the next year pick for T-Wolves too, right? So.
Oh, we do. Okay.
So I think it'd have to be both of those picks plus Wiggins plus something. I don't know. But do you really think, like, I'm just thinking about that. I'm like, I don't think they were really considering it. I think this is more of a, we're going to do our due diligence and we'll think about it, but we're not. Like, I don't think they were really putting offers on the table, like, we're trading you half our roster. I don't know.
I want to say I hope not, but also, like, you gotta get in your bag. Like, you gotta try it out at least.
I respect Bob for that. He's always trying to make us better.
Exactly.
That's what good GMs do. So
he's always looking out for the options. But I mean, I don't know how that would work. Like, like you said, I'm assuming they didn't like look at this like super seriously, because on the court, that would either be the best offense of all time or
an absolute dumpster fire, like
absolute mess. And on defense, you already know that's a mess.
Yeah, that's the thing. You can obviously Clay can play the 3 on defense. He'll be all right.
Yeah,
he's better though guarding a guard.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but then all of a sudden Clay's guarding LeBron every time, and KD and Kawhi, like all those guys are now Clay's responsibility. And then imagine you play another good backcourt, and your backcourt defense is Curry and Harden. Man, I love Steph Curry. He's not a plus defender. I think he's a good off-ball defender.
Yeah,
and he's okay on ball, but that against Westbrook and Beal. What's gonna happen on that night? Like, we're gonna torch them too, but I don't know, man. It's not a great. I'm glad it didn't happen.
Yeah, that would be crazy. And if we had to trade Draymond too. And James Watt, like
all of our defensive talent, basically.
That's raps. It's raps on that. But yeah, I'm glad that didn't happen. We'll just see what happens with the Warriors this season. But that was definitely,
that was a no-go for me.
Yeah,
I agree with you. I hope we can keep Kelly Oubre, by the way, next year. I know he's a free agent. I feel like that team would be nasty with Clay at the 2, and like Oubre as a 6-man. We haven't had a 6-man that can score like that in a minute.
True. Yeah, I mean, like I said, we got to see what happens with the Warriors this season. Hopefully, Oubre puts up some good numbers.
We're gonna need him to. So
you got to compete in the league. We need we don't have a great bench, so we at least need a solid starting lineup.
Our starting lineup, we have to put like a top 8, top 5 starting lineup. I think we're definitely a top 10 lineup. Maybe we could be top 5. But we talked about this last episode. It depends on how certain variables, play. But
True.
Yeah, Harden would not have been a good fit. KD worked because KD can catch the ball and shoot over anyone.
Right. And he can he's at the time he came into the Warriors, he was a very underrated defender.
Oh yeah, facts. Yeah,
that helped out too. Harden on defense,
wasn't it like 2018? People were like, he might win Defensive Player of the Year before he got hurt.
Yeah,
and then he would have definitely made all defensive team.
Yeah,
he was gonna be probably top 5 for D-Boy
for sure.
So
for sure.
Harden's never gonna be top 5 for D-Boy.
No, sir. No, absolutely not. So that would not have worked out. But yeah, anything else we want to mention before we wrap it up?
No, I think we're all right.
I think that's it. Yeah.
Yep. Thank y'all for tuning into the podcast, man. We appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
We should have some nice, interesting music episodes, I think, coming up soon.
Oh, yeah. Stay tuned. There's going to be a new series starting probably next week, I'm hoping. That's what I've heard. Next week. The thing that
Oh, that's finally... Oh, yes.
Yes, sir. We recorded it a while ago, but it's finally going to come out pretty soon.
Yeah. Oh, of course there were technical difficulties with that.
Of course. 1,000%. You already
know the vibes.
You know the technical difficulty vibes. But... thank you for tuning into this episode of Go With The Flow. If you like this episode, leave a like, subscribe so you can stay tuned for the upcoming episodes. We have some really good content coming out soon. If you want us to cover anything else, any other albums, any other sports news, leave it down in the comments below so we know. And
future guest suggestions are still welcome.
Facts. If you want to be a special guest, let us know. If you have any suggestions for special guests, put down in the comments. Yeah.
Expand. We gotta expand. We gotta get some more different
facts.
Guests on the show,
we need some different guests on the show. We have a lot of, lot of our homies on. We
Hey,
need some.
we love the homies, but we gotta expand because people aren't gonna listen.
Facts.
We're
But
expand our audience, but
yeah, exactly. Expand the audience. But yeah, that's it. All right. Thanks for watching, y'all.
peace.
Peace.